Hey guys, I know it's been a long time since I've uploaded, but as of the reason I'm uploading now is mostly for two things. One is to talk about, of course, the big elephant in the room that's been piling up since a few months ago, and to share something to share like an upcoming project that I've just now been working on. So real quick, before any of that, I know I haven't done a lot on the channel, and it's honestly for the same reasons I've spoken about this before. I've just been busy. I am moving now, so thankfully it's to a better location than I am now. So things will be looking a lot better. And also, I just haven't really just felt like doing much on the channel. But I did have something that caught my attention a while back, and so I've been working on that steadily. But before that, uh, mainly this video is about just Minecraft entirely because I have not expected to see this game get a resurgence like it did in any pop culture way for a long time. I know that most of y'all are about the same age as me, so I know for the fact that most of y'all were like in maybe late, early, or somewhere in elementary when we found out there was going to be there. Well, we heard news that there was going to be a Minecraft movie in the works, like way back in like what was it, 2014? And like you saw like on YouTube and on Google, like all those like fake renders and pictures of what the poster would be, and I remember thinking that if they are gonna make the movie, I hope to God to make it animated like the Lego Movie, right? Because I saw this like joke poster of like a human hand holding like just a blue pickaxe. It's like it's a joke poster. It's not meant to be taken seriously, but that made me think. I really hope to God they don't make it live action. And they made it live action. Of course they did. Well, only now we found out they made it live action. So many years, and also I think it was around the same time they announced they were going to do the FNAF movie in like 2015. It's like, geez, these projects took so long to come out. To the point where it's just like it was completely out of my mind by the time they actually did come out. I didn't even believe it. It's like it's just like when the GTA 6 leaks came out, like the real leaks that came out. I did not believe that at all. Not for one bit. I believed it until I saw the footage for myself. And you can always tell when there's like fake render footage of like a gameplay, right? But when I saw like just all the assets and all the like lines and screen and like all the textures to be updated, and I saw everything coming I saw like all that dev stuff. I was like, dude, there's no way that's real. It's insane within a few years how much I have felt that feeling over and over again. It's like within like what, a couple years, all that hype stuff that we felt like decades ago finally is coming back and like just hitting us and hitting us and hitting us. And the Minecraft movie was just next up on the block. So of course, as for the fact that it's a movie, there was a lot of promotion for it, and I didn't expect all that promotion to really do much, but it really did bring a lot of attention back to the game. I know that for most people, there's this joke that there's like a 2 week period or phase or whatever, um, where like it's just the nature of the way the game's played means that you can have fun with it for a little bit until you get bored of its mechanics, and then you kind of just drift away. I never really have drifted away. I've always come back to this game periodically, just not often. It's not like back then when I was in like middle school playing Battlefield every single night I possibly could. Like it's not like that where I like the game that much, but I still come back to it a lot. I mean, I did grow up with this game. I wasn't there since the beta. I was not one of those OG guys, but I was there since day one when it released, like the full game released. So I had the full game on my computer like ages ago, back when that computer could run Minecraft, well, somewhat. And man, the history of this game finally culminating into the well, really is the pop culture icon that it has been for some time and is right now is crazy, absolutely crazy. And so far, Mojang seems to have been capitalizing on that. So they knew it's either coincidence or they knew to finally do something big or like announce like a bunch of new stuff coming to the game when the game is in like the big spotlight now. And one of those I was so surprised and kind of hyped to see was the vibrant visual of us the what's it called vibrant visuals, which they had on the live the Minecraft live. So Minecraft has always been a well, you can tell that it was made by like a couple of dudes way back in like 2014. And mainly the big problem that a lot of people have had with the game recently is because it's bought by Microsoft. They have an insane development studio now, and updates are coming out slower than when it was just like five dudes making the game. That sucks. Like I'm sorry. I do like the new stuff they've been adding, but that really doesn't excuse the history of this game being of the game devs being perceived as lazy. Because like, how can you fight those allegations? What's your alibi for this? But whatever. Uh, so even then, it seems like this time they might have been bogged up with making this big update, and I say this big because I know for a lot of people that shaders aren't a new thing. I remember when shaders were first becoming popular, they blew my mind, and this is kind of blowing my mind right now because I remember back when shaders blew my mind, it was just like, dude, this actually looks like a AAA game now. Like this looks crazy, and then it's blowing my mind right now because one, this did not seem like anything Mojang would naturally do, and two, the actual effects themselves look great. I know a lot of people have been complaining about miscellaneous stuff like the settings. When I was getting this test footage, just looking at the game with vibrant visuals, you can tell they need to iron out just a lot of a lot of small kinks. You know how for most games you have a brightness setting, and it's like, all right, here's like three different things. Make the I don't know the shadows have like this thing unseen, this thing barely seen, and this thing clearly visible. When you try to do that with with this with this shader, it gives you like three creeper heads. It says, trying to adjust the settings so that one creeper head's not visible, the other is barely seen, and the other is completely visible, and they're all visible. Every single one of them are all completely visible, no matter how much you change the slider. So, in order to adjust it, you have to literally go all the way deep into your settings, adjust it a little bit, go all the way out to finally see how it's rendered, and go all the way back in and adjust the settings again because the UI doesn't work. The UI is broken. But aside from the UI being broken and just a couple things that I think we'll talk about that later. But so far, I think it's really good. And there's also something else that I do like that that Mojang has done, which is when the community has an idea that the community really likes. Like for a long time, horror mods have always been very popular. So when Mojang finally added a true horror entity in the game, what they did was smart, and not just have it be like something like the Cave Dweller, which I do like the mod. I do like to play with it a lot, just just get scared by it, but it is you can very clearly tell it does not naturally belong in the game. But they do have the ability to try and find something like that and make it compatible with the game itself, like naturally. And thus we got the Warden, for the Deep Dark. So I always like that they can do that, take what's popular and try to actually put it into the game naturally. And that's something I thought they did extremely good job with the vibrant visuals. Because you ever notice that with most shaders, it makes it look realistic, but it doesn't really feel like Minecraft. Like I never had a problem with the way that shaders look, but that you could always tell that they just don't really belong in this game. This one looks like it belongs with the game. I remember when I was looking at it, from this just when they were showing it off in the live, and you could just see just the shadow and stuff. Like it looked normal. It just looked like a normal shader. It wasn't until way later on like YouTube and TikTok when they saw people like uploading their footage of playing around with the shaders. You could see like the pixelated shadows, which look so normal with the game. Something like pixelated shadows you would complain about in any other game, but given the nature of Minecraft's design, it does look pretty good, and it looks like very well fitting. Um, Oh yeah, as well as going forward, I can imagine a lot of like modders on Java and Bedrock, like updating their what's it called their designs. Like you notice right now I'm holding a torch in my hand and it's lighting up the area around me. That's a mod. In the normal game, I've always complained about this in the normal game ever since 2014. Even though you're holding a lit torch, it does not light up shit until you place the torch down and then it lights up the area, which I think that was probably two things: a gameplay limitation for when they were making the game back in 2014, as well as just it's part of the gameplay now. So where if you want to light up an area, you have to use up a torch. So I think that's the reason that it's been that way for so long. But honestly, it's just too inconvenient. I just keep the mods that allow you to hold the torch and it lights up the area as you go. But you notice that with the game's new dynamic lighting, it doesn't really fit well because the way the lighting mods work is that uh, they just light up the blocks in general, but they don't dynamically light up the blocks like how the dynamic visuals is now. So that's basically what I'm hoping to see modders do in the future once this is one fully out, and two given time for the modders to understand it and start adjusting to it to really like make insane lighting mods. Because I remember what's it called there's this Bedrock mod called Realism. No, it's not Realism. Realism has part of it, but uh, realistic biomes. In realistic biomes, there's not dynamic light, but there's effects to make it look and feel like dynamic light. And so, imagine if stuff like that took full advantage of the technology and the code used to make vibrant visuals. We could get some crazy looking stuff, especially on Bedrock. I know for Java has always had the freedom of the modding scene to be like as laissez-faire as it has been, which I've always liked about it. I remember I used a lot of Java mods like way back. But yeah, for Bedrock, which is more curated, realistically so, of course, something like Bedrock's gonna be curated, but yeah, I can imagine that a lot of the curated stuff that comes out in Bedrock's gonna look great. Of course, all the stuff in Java it's gonna be coming out in the coming months gonna look incredible. So I am the most excited about the this specific graphics update. Literally the only nitpick I have about this is the weird bloom that happens sometime. Not like you see right now when you're looking out of the cave and it's just completely bright. I don't have a problem with that kind of bloom. I have a problem with like not a problem, but it just bothers me when you're like in complete darkness at night and you stand near a light and suddenly everything lights up around you. Not as if the light gets like starts emitting more light around you, but as in like all of your shadows around you just go dull and you can see more. I think that looks weird. That probably might just be a bug, but that's like literally the only thing that I don't like about it. Everything else looks incredible. Also, because this is the test version, I was taking the time to test out a bunch of stuff and like a bunch of other mods and a bunch of other like entities and see how they render. And it is crazy how well this is compatible with a bunch of other like stuff. Like let's take the cave dweller for instance. Well, the one thing though is that because the cave dweller is a unique entity, not a unique entity. It's like the spider and like how do you say it? The eyes do glow, but the eyes are not naturally emitting light. I don't know how to describe, but it's just the way that the lighting used to work means that for the spider, it never emitted any light from its eyes. You can just see it clearly in darkness, right? And I noticed that for the Vibrant Visuals update, that they did update that, like the spider, so that it really does emit light from its eyes in darkness, so you can see it. But with something like the cave dweller, you could also see that like in complete darkness, you can see its eyes and its teeth. But with the dynamic light, it's very clear that something was changed with the models, so that the cave dweller just doesn't have. So you can't even see it at all. So I just took it out into daylight and just spawned it in. And did you notice that the bedrock cave dweller is actually like a phantom? I had no idea. Every single time I got chased by this thing, I wasn't looking at it. I was running away. But actually looking at the complete model in like complete brightness, like one, I didn't know that. I think there is some sort of subsurface scattering with all textures. So it does look it looks weirdly cool in like a complete brightness, as well as the fact that if you actually look at it completely, its entire body is like somewhat see-through. So it really is a supernatural entity that just hides in caves, which I thought was a neat touch. I didn't even know the devs thought of that. I thought it was a physical model this whole time. I had no idea it was modeled to look like a ghost. So stuff like that is pretty cool. You can't test out on the testing engine like anything that's too demanding. Like I was trying to see if I can like test out actions and stuff to see if like how the shadows work with like all the unique animations that go on, like everything, but it's not available. You can't test out stuff that's just too demanding. You can test out like some textures, but just not too much stuff like that. I'm assuming like much later that's gonna be fixed, or if anything, if it's not fixed, the devs might fix it themselves by patching it to work with the update. But so far, that has all of this has been very very fun to see like go into effect. Like a bunch of like neat little quality of life stuff like this is very cool to have, as well as this anything Minecraft in general. In general, as of recently, has been so popular again. It literally, I was walking around a store and I was walking around a mall and I came across like this complete random like Japanese like Tomochi whatever it's like a Japanese shop, and just inside was just the most 2014 like Minecraft looking subsection you ever saw. It's weird to see this game get that like resurgence again after all these years, but it's really fun to be basically back in 2014. The only other thing I wanted to talk about was the movie itself. So if you remember, I said that I remember way back in 2014. I really hope they don't make this thing live action, and they made it live action. And I know that when Jack Black on an interview said that he when he made the trailer and not when he made the trailer, but when he was a part of the movie and when the trailer came out, he was so excited to see people's reactions, and he wasn't very pleased with how people were taking it when it first came out. It's like you just weren't there, man. Like, I get that he made the movie because he was a fan of the game, and he basically decided to just do this for fun. But I mean, you really weren't there in 2014 when we first heard that this movie was coming out. And if you're wondering, the movie that we wanted back in 2014 was the movie we were going to get in production. It wasn't until when it was sold to Microsoft that the CEO, not the CEO, but the leaders canceled everything. And it kind of just sat in hiatus until Jack Black said, "Hey, I want to make the movie." And then they kind of just made his movie. So it does suck that the movie that we wanted back in 2014 was right there, but we got like the kid friendly comedy instead. It's not a bad movie, but it's just we were right there, man. Um, that's really is all there is to talk about the movie. The movie itself was like I said, it was just fine, but if like the game itself and all the hype surrounding it, that's mainly what I think everyone should mostly just be focusing on because it's so good to have this game back in the zeitgeist again and to be back for a little bit more. I know that once this game kind of falls out of popularity within some time, it's going to go in a little bit more of a hiatus like it used to, but I'm still going to stick around. I'm going to be waiting there to see this driving visuals and all the other stuff, the updates coming up, and I'm still going to be there laughing along with everyone else calling Mojang lazy because they kind of just are. As a matter of fact, let me just delve into this. So yeah, let me just delve into this completely. So the reason people keep calling Mojang lazy is because they kind of just are. So way back before Notch sold it, even though they were like a very, very small dev team, I think literally about the size of the original Doom dev team, like id Software. Literally like five dudes in like a fucking apartment made this. So even though back when it was kind of just that, like they got a lot of consistent updates and stuff, right? Right, and it wasn't until they sold it to sold it to Microsoft that updates did get bigger-ish, but it took much longer to come out, and people were complaining like, "Hey, how come modders like fucking like 12-year-olds in their mother's basements can make insane high-end mods?" within like a few months to like maybe a year with like complex AI and like intense visuals or whatever. But the actual dev studio, Mojang themselves, takes forever to do something to make like one thing. And the only counter argument to that I ever saw was like, well, you got to keep in mind that the devs gotta have like principles, and those principles are: does it fit the game's aesthetic? Does it fit the game's gameplay? Is it compatible with most devices that have the game? Is it like all this and that? And like, all that's understandable, but it's still Minecraft code. Like, there's no way this is that difficult. I've only ever coded very, very, very little in my life, so I don't fully know. But there's no way this game is that complicated to work with. I mean, fucking people call what's his name? Well, what are they? Dice and EA lazy, especially as of recently. Like you had to be there for Battlefield 5 to understand why everyone sees them as a lazy company. But even then, like they could come up with like almost year. Like I know Battlefield takes like 2 years, but it feels like almost yearly. Like insane graphical updates for a notoriously difficult engine to work with, and all this content, all these add-ons, all this stuff for freaking Battlefield, and Minecraft takes a year to put one mob in a game. I'm sorry, you're just not beating the "you're lazy" allegations with that. All right, the mob vote was entirely a missed opportunity to just do your job. And I know people dog on them a lot, and it just is justifiable. Like the mob vote inherently was just a terrible idea, not because of the idea itself, because the way they executed the idea. So I remember when the mob vote first came out, that it was like, select one of these several mobs, and they'll be in the game. And it's like, one, you're putting voting up to a community. I know that I live in America, and like democracy is kind of our thing, but like you still gotta understand that people are just stupid. They've always just been stupid. They will continue to be stupid. And so the thing is that it's not democracy up for leadership, it's democracy for stuff in a game. You're really telling me that if they vote for like one thing, you can't just add that thing and then later on decide to add the other things later? No, every single possible entity that was in these mob votes that lost the vote never showed up. Literally every single one of them for all these years, they had concepts for that. They might have even had code for, models for, designs for. If they lost the vote, gone. Like that, completely disappeared. Like that is just lazy. I don't care I don't care. It's just like, oh, they just lost the vote, so it's tough shit for them. They lost. Like, come on, if you're gonna go all the way to show these things, at the very least, just implement all of them through time. It's just the one that wins the vote gets first pick, and the other ones get to come in through time. Like, what were they doing throughout the rest of the year? Designing designs for just fucking totem golem, whatever that was. It was a clay golem. There's no way that clay golem and a snow villager took a whole year of development time just to show off and then not make it into the game. Like they just are a lazy company. I'm sorry, man. But like I said, it seems that only now they're finally on their grind again. Once Minecraft got back into popularity. So the only possible explanation I can imagine for why they've been so slow with updates is maybe funding. Funding might be the only reasonable excuse they have to not be updating really at all. And it's an understandable one because Minecraft has been getting free updates since it came out, and as well as the fact that it's just a game that's this old, like it has waning and faulting reputations that just like waver throughout the years. So maybe just Microsoft themselves haven't let a lot of funding to the game, but if that's the case, I would imagine they would find a way to make every dollar count. It seems that sometimes they do. Sometimes they seem to do that, but that's just another conversation for another time. The That's really the only thing. For the rest of this video, just me venting a little bit, as well as just talking about the history of the game and how I've just been here since the beginning, and I am so glad that I am not just some impressionable little kid that just waltzed into someone's DMs. Because I remember another reason this game lost popularity through time was all of that. I really don't need to get into it. You definitely already know all the history of all these people. Lion Maker, uh, was it Lee Bear? Oh my god. So I'm just gonna leave it at that. Thankfully, I'm not an impressionable kid, and I can say I grew up with this game without any real bad memories, thankfully. But that's really it for the Minecraft section. The only other thing I wanted to talk about was I did say that I was gonna make another project. So I bought a DVD set like not a long time. It's like a few months ago. So a few months ago, I was just wandering through a Walmart and I found this like entire TV show for like $20, like all 6 seasons, complete with like bonuses and stuff. I was like, dang. I mean, I know this is a popular show. I've never actually seen it, and it's just for $20. I mean, I'll buy it. So I bought it, took it home, and I watched the show. Let's just say I'm kind of a big fan now, and let's just say I kind of found out that one of the well, actually, a lot of the show got referenced in a lot of other media, and let's just say I kind of have an idea of how I want to play this out. So for now, I'm just gonna throw up some pictures of just some stuff that just some video. I have and not even the beginning is fully done yet. I'm thinking of you'll see when it comes out. But really that's it for the majority of what I wanted to talk about. The game itself has been fun. I have been enjoying my time with all this other stuff uh, coming to the game, and I'm pretty satisfied for the future going forward. The only other thing that's on my mind recently that I do want to talk about, but I will talk about it when it comes out, is Battlefield 6. I feel like we might get Battlefield 6 before GTA 6. But tell you what, if GTA 6 comes out first, I'm so doing content on that. But it's pretty likely Battlefield 6 might come out before GTA 6. I mean, or Rockstar isn't a lazy company. The company, like the subsections of Rockstar that they keep handing off random stuff to, are lazy parts of Rockstar. They just are. But made the main entity of Rockstar, the main development team that makes like the campaign first, they are not a lazy company. Like that is not a lazy subsection. Those are dedicated developers, and you can feel it, right? So so I reliably do have my hopes up for this game. I tell you what, if they have a pre-order for this game with pre-order bonuses, I will get that. I've literally never ordered a pre-order with bonuses before. I bought games early, but I've never actually bought like the full pre-order shit, right? I've never really bought into that. But this, I will. I will absolutely buy into this because I tell you, they just are. They're just reliable. They really are just reliable. So if I can get my hands on a pre-order for GTA 6, I will. Now, even though I've also been a big Battlefield fan literally my entire life. My first game was Bad Company 2, and I spent like I think it was months or years. It was like so long on that until I got into like 3 and 4 and 1 and 5, and now 2042. So yeah, let's just say I'm kind of a big fan of the franchise. So I'm kind of curious to see this going forward. I did have my hopes up before. I remember I didn't have my hopes up for 5 when I first when that first infamous trailer came out for understandable reasons. But when I saw the release trailer for 2042, I had my hopes up. I was like, okay, they're just ditching all like the crazy historical fantasy stuff and going back to just being what they are, and it's just an action movie as a video game, right? Like a regular like fucking what's his name? Uh not Ridley Scott. What's the other guy's name? Tony Scott? Like a Tony Scott Michael Bay action movie type thing. Like that's what it seems like they were going back for 2042. And when the game comes out, it just wasn't there. I decided not to be there for day one. Believe me, I've played Battlefield games long enough to know You do not pre-order these games. You do not try to listen. For Battlefield, what you do is this: you just play the game if you want on day one, or you just play the game a little bit after when most of the bugs are ironed out. Only then, after like a little bit of that, is the game slowly going to be more like adjusted. I know that for most developers, that people complain about that, justifiably so. Battlefield's been this way for so long, and honestly, the only bad Battlefield game really has just been five. Because like 2042 turned out to be okay. Like over time, they sort of just got their shit together and made the game okay to play. But really, five is like the only bad Battlefield game that honestly it's in recent memory. So yeah, I'd say after a while, once they get the kinks ironed out, you can be mostly trusted. You just play the finished product going forward, and it'll be further ironed out and stuff. More stuff will come. Uh, so for Battlefield 6, I will be there. I will be there on day one. I know that I'm not recommending to people to get, especially Battlefield games on day one because, like I said, the bugs. But I've been a part of this franchise for years now. I'm getting it on day one. I'm not pre-ordering it. I'm getting it on day one. But for GTA 6, I am pre-ordering that. I'm getting like the most expensive pre-order bonuses you can find for that game. I will. Because you know what? Rockstar has proven themselves time and time and time again that they just are that reliable to make good content and to make good like games and good stories from those games. So that's really it with that. Uh, Honestly, I've been enjoying a lot of gaming content for the past few years, and I'm still looking forward to Doom: The Dark Ages when that comes out. I don't think I'm going to pre-order that or be there on day one. I've always liked the Doom franchise, but it's just medieval stuff isn't really my thing. But tell you what, if it has good reviews after it comes out, I'll get it. Like I'll get it if it seems fun to play. I was gonna get it on day one until I found out that the devs said that the gameplay cycle was gonna be more standoffish. Like for like the original Doom games, the whole gameplay cycle was you move around and you use the utility of your weaponry, of your map knowledge, and the knowledge of the enemies to win each level. And then for Doom 2016, it's really just punching your way through the levels as hard as you possibly could. And for Doom Eternal, it was using absolutely every possible advantage to your utility, and you win everything reliably if you do so. So I was like, how are they gonna up the ante for like Doom the Dark Ages? And I'm hearing that for Doom the Dark Ages, you gotta just stand and fight, and it's almost like a Dark Souls like a parry type combat. And I'm not really opposed to that. I mean, I've played South Park and Stick of Truth. It is fun gameplay, but it just really seemed like Doom gameplay. If anything, I'd kind of be fine if they just went back to like 2016, and you just bust your way through everything with every possible gun you can, just because it's fun. But yeah, so I'm still looking forward to seeing it come out. If the reviews are good, I'll get it. But yeah, that's really it. Hope you guys are having a good day. I'm gonna go get dressed so I can go see a movie that I want to talk about later. But that's really it. Hope you guys have had a good day.